Welcome back, Dividend Stackers. I'm George Aguilar, and this is the ULTY YOLO. This week, ULTY was down, but it still paid a weekly dividend, and YieldMax even issued a special distribution. In this video, I'll show you exactly how much I got paid, what happened with the price, and why weeks like this actually matter more than green weeks. And a quick reminder, none of this is financial advice. This is just what I am doing with my money inside of ULTY. So let's start out first and talk about the special distribution, because this part needs some context. As many of you saw, YieldMax announced that due to the previously delayed distribution, they would issue a special payout to compensate investors for the time value of money. Now, they were very clear in their communication, and they also said the amount would be modest, and they weren't kidding. Here's the big reveal. Here's what actually showed up in my account: 11 cents. That's it. 11 cents. And yeah, it's funny, but I'm glad they did it. This isn't about the amount. This is about the process and behavior. They acknowledged the delay, and they explained what happened, and they compensated shareholders even when the amount was tiny. Most fund managers wouldn't bother. So while 11 cents doesn't move the needle financially, the principle matters. So comment below, what should I do with those 11 cents? Should I buy some more ULTY? Well, actually, I can't buy it because it's not a full share, unfortunately. So that would just go over into the margin. All right, let's jump straight into the numbers. As of Friday's close, ULTY is trading around $37.54 per share. My share cost basis now sits at $53.13. And my break-even price sits at $43.58. I now hold 305 shares. My market value sits at $11,449.70. And I have invested with dividends and out of pocket $16,205.66. My out of pocket $13,291.42. That does not include any dividends paid out. And my dividends received lifetime here sit now at $2,914.24. This week, ULTY paid $144.52. And that was because the distribution per share was just under 49 cents and a distribution rate of 65.97%. And that came along with a 0% ROC for this week's distribution. The weekly net dividends are starting to even out here, and we'll see what 2026 brings as I continue to document this journey. Back to the unrealized P&L, now sits at a negative $4,755.96 for a negative 29.35%. And my true gain, including dividends, did take a step back this week at a negative $1,841.72 for a negative 13.86%. So the comeback didn't last long, but we're still setting better than we were just a month ago. Now for the taxes, as you can see, it has adjusted from last year. My after-tax dividends year to date now sit at $112.73. And I'm estimating a tax due for the year of 2026 of $31.79. My after-tax dividends for lifetime now sit at $2,735.31. And that would have put me at a total estimated tax due of $178.93. Because the year has ended, I will have to just go by the year-to-date look, which sits at $31.79. So that'll be something that I'll be monitoring throughout the year, and I'll be looking for that 1099 div that will be coming later this month, hopefully, and I may share that to show you guys how much I actually am paying with taxes. Just a quick look here at the dividends. I did log it in with the date of 1/2/2026. My shares on record were 297, which at the dividend per share was just shy of 49 cents, paid me $144.52. And just documenting all that for transparency there. Now for the transactions, I did drip the $144.52. But as I have been stating in the previous videos, I'm just buying full shares, which right now account for about 4 shares, which in this case would have been short about $6 and some change there. And I did buy an additional 4 shares. That's part of my regular addition to continue to stack. ULTY shares. But I've already added 24 additional shares there since the split, part of it coming from the drip and part of it coming from just added shares at about $150 every 4 shares. Coming back to the margin here, my equity now stands at $7,066.74, and my margin used sits at $4,382.96. My Robinhood buffer sits at 51.30 according to Robinhood. Something I'll be working throughout the next couple of months and paying down just to recoup some of that came out of the Christmas shopping spree. But that'll be back to business pretty soon here. And just a quick update here on my IBIT $49.50 call that was due to expire on one night. I did sell that one on 12/30 for a profit of $50. I did hold this exact same call about a week ago and held it on for too long in the profit and let it expire worthless. I did not make that mistake this time. I did sell for a profit of $50. And the second contract here, I sold it for $2. Could have sold it for $30, but I set my stop loss at $1.57 earlier in the morning, only to see Bitcoin burst to $90,000, missing out on a whole $100. But I didn't lose any money. Maybe the potential of making $100, but I didn't hold on this time. I'm proud of myself for that. I will take that as a win, and I'll continue to look for other trades to see if I can make here. But that closes that IBIT call in profit. And on another note, on the right side here, you can see that I am holding onto some Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP. This is due to the gifts that Robinhood gave the last couple of days. I missed the first 2 days, or the first 3 days actually, but I did get a hold of a little bit there, so I'll just keep that there and see if it goes to $1 million. Hey, at least I hold some XRP now, which I would have never bought had it not been for the gift. Probably will sell it later. Who knows? For those wondering, I do hold some crypto in a different account. If you guys would want me to share that, let me know, put it in the comments and I will share that with you. It is some Bitcoin in there, not a whole lot, no life-changing money there, but it is something that I look forward, and maybe one day I can explain to you guys why I am stacking some Bitcoin. But in all honesty, that Bitcoin, it's not an asymmetric play to become rich. It's more because I see what the future holds, and I just don't see Bitcoin not being part of it. And as you can see there, the price is sitting now at 90,000 and kind of holding steady. So I'll continue to add to that, and I'll share with you guys again. If you guys would want to see that, comment below again, and I'll share that portfolio with you. And back to ULTY, this week is actually a great example of ULTY's trade-off. Yes, price was down, but income continued. If you only watch the chart, weeks like this feel rough. If you're watching cash flow over time, weeks like this are part of the plan. So I'm curious what you think. Do you care more about price recovery or how a fund handles investors' trust when things don't go perfectly? Drop price or process in the comments. I read every one of them every single week. I'll keep tracking this position every single week, whether the numbers are green, red, or boring. If you want the spreadsheet I use to track true gain, including dividends, the link is in the description. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And as always, none of this is financial advice. This is just what I am doing with my money inside of ULTY. ULTY YOLO out.